All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing Lunch and Learn. My name is Stephanie Rollins. If you don't know me, I'm one of the executive coaches for the TSP Mastermind, and I'm super excited to be here with you. We've got some amazing nuggets to share. Of course, all of our Lunch and Learns are full of amazing nuggets, but this one is especially special because we're going to be talking about profit today. Okay. So if you are just now tuning in, make sure that you are typing the hashtag replay in the comments so that we know that you're watching. Also, as you guys are coming on, please make sure to introduce yourself in the comments. Make sure that you tag your business, and then you also put your location into the comments so that we know where you're at and who you are. And this is your time to get your shameless plug on. You get to tag your business. Others who are watching this live and during the replay will see your business. So you never know what kind of clients or customers you can score just by plugging yourself when you're on the Lunch and Learns. All right, so today we've got something big, something amazing, like I said. Let me just say the person that we have on today, I'm not going to say watching because I don't want to sound like a creep, but I remember when I attended my very first TSP pop-up. And I remember this person that we have today, she just stood out amongst everyone else. So when she actually became a part of the mastermind, I remember specifically seeing her at my very first TSP pop-up before I even started working for TSP. So not only does she have the brains, but she also has that charisma, right? And you just love to be around her. So I'm very, very, very excited to be interviewing this guest today. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Today, we've got Kat Dunn on with us. So let me just tell you a little bit about her. Course building expert Catherine Dunn has more than 18 years of experience creating learning and development programs for some of the most recognizable brands, such as Verizon Wireless, Ocean Spray, the IRS, and the United Way. Her business building expertise has been featured on ABC, NBC, and CBS. She helps new business owners and corporate employees transitioning to entrepreneurship to build businesses around their expertise and digital offerings. Catherine holds a master's degree in instructional design and teaching with technology, as an MBA from the University of Florida. Her bachelor's degree in journalism and communications gives her a unique ability to create learning experiences that are easily understood and are complete with the content that adult learners want. Hey, Kat, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, Stephanie, I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, we're excited to have you. Like I said, I saw you at the first pop-up. I remember you had on a pink blazer. You had on a white skirt. You were not playing. You were doing your lives during the pop-up. You were not playing.
I was. That is amazing that you remember that.
I do. So every time I hear you say Kat the course builder, I think about that time because I remember you like literally doing your live there. Like it was.
I was hoping nobody did the Superman across my forehead and tell me I couldn't do it. So yes, I was glad to be there and I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Awesome. We're so glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today and just, taking the time out to speak with our audience about this.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Awesome. So, Kat, really quick, I just gave the rundown on all of your accomplishments and all the amazing things that you've done within your career. But if you could just kind of tell us really quick. So today we're going to be talking about how to turn your product or service-based business into a passive profit source. Okay. Can you tell us exactly what's a passive profit source and why is that so important for people to build their businesses with?
Yeah, so a passive profit source is really an income stream that really kind of runs automatically without you having to be there. And I personally think that one of the greatest sources of wealth is being able to really multiply yourself, duplicate, or even triple yourself without you having to be there, right? And so, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and all the time I want to be able to duplicate myself, right? So I can't let anybody else, right, do that role. However, I can create passive income streams in my business to duplicate and replicate the income over and over and over again. And the beauty of it is, Stephanie, is that you really only have to create the material once and it keeps making money for you over and over and over again. So that's why I get so excited about this.
I love it. And that's the one thing that I love about, passive income is, you put your time and energy into it and then it continues to give you those returns. So that's awesome. So I see some people popping on. I see we've got Tanika. Hey, Tanika, thank you so much for joining us. I see we've got Monte. Make sure you guys are typing in or tagging your business into the comments so that we know what your business is and where to find you. Also, make sure that you're putting in your location so that you guys can kind of mix and mingle. I know we have a lot of people who are in some of the same areas. So just kind of knowing who in the community is in your area is really helpful to everybody else who's watching the Lunch and Learn. So again, my name is Stephanie Rollins. I'm one of the TSP executive coaches for the TSP Mastermind. And we have today with us Kat Dunn, who is going to be teaching us all about how to turn your business or your product or service-based business into a passive profit source. So let's go ahead and get into it. Kat, one thing that people kind of think about when it comes to creating courses is just the overall why of why they should kind of teach people about what they've learned and what they've done with their careers and their expertise. Can you kind of go into that for a second?
Sure. So just to give you a quick stat is Entrepreneur Magazine said that in 2017, 90% of all learning was informal. 90%. All right. And that is huge. That is really huge. And what that means is that 90% of people who wanted to learn something didn't go enroll in college. They didn't go enroll in a university. They learned informally. That means they bought courses from people like you and me, regular, everyday people. And that was the choice of most people. And that is why and it is estimated that in the year 2023, this is going to be building and launching courses. This course building industry is going to be a $240 billion with a B, $240 billion industry. So it's going up. It's not going down anytime soon because this is how people prefer to learn.
Wow, I love that. I love that you busted out two numbers, the 90%, which is crazy. And why do you think that 90% is? I feel like part of it is probably because I don't know, maybe the rising cost of education and just what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's because people like to learn on their terms.
Yeah.
And they want to learn from who they want to learn from, not from who a university says they have to learn from. So people want that interpersonal, authentic connection with the people that they're learning from. And I just think that people want that. They want to learn from people that they connect with, that have something that they actually need. And that sort of goes to the point of they want targeted learning. They don't want to learn about, the history of the world part 2, right? When they just want to get down to what they exactly want to learn. Okay. And so they don't want any, university or school that's going to make them, take pottery before they get to what they really want. So, yeah.
I wish I'd have known all of this before I even started college. Because
you and me both, and I've got more degrees than a thermometer, I'm telling you.
Yeah, college is a lot. So yeah, definitely thank you for providing those stats because it just kind of really puts things into perspective. So yeah, definitely thank you for providing that. Another question that I hear people asking a lot, and I hear this a lot, I've got kind of like my own philosophy on it, but you are the expert. So please tell us, and because I know a lot of people get this as well, or they ask this as well. Why would somebody pay you for a course when they can just go to Google, when they can just Google the results? Why would they pay you?
Yeah. People ask that question all the time. And the people who ask that question are the people who are not making money in passive income streams, because the people who know better, they know what most of us know. And that is that you can go to Google, right? However, by the time you go through a search, they go through a search, your audience goes through a search, and Google comes up with 2 billion answers, right? They don't know who to trust. They don't know what answers are right. And so they are just sort of shooting in the dark. And Google and YouTube are only going to give you a piece of it. Okay. So that is the free place. And in the free place, you're not going to get it all put together for you. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of time. So if you want to piece together your life over the next 18 years, go for it. You'll figure it out eventually. Or your audience can come to you, pay the expert, cut out time, cut out energy, cut out money, cut out all those things that are going to waste time for them. That is why they're going to come to you. They're going to come to you because they want to cut out all the guessing games.
Right. And I don't think people understand that, you know, the quickest way to get from point A to point B is in a straight line. And when you're putting together that course, you're giving them a proven formula, you're giving them a blueprint, you're giving them a system, right? And there's no guesswork, like you said. I love that. I love that. Another thing that I think people kind of think about when it comes to actually creating their course, and it probably seems a bit daunting, is just the overall thought of it being time consuming, right? And it just taking up too much time and energy. What are your thoughts on that? And what do you recommend? How do you recommend people actually implement making and creating their course?
Yeah, so there are three things that people typically come to me for, right? And these are the three areas that people have the most difficulty with. And then I'll tell you the simplest way to kind of get that done. One is content development. How do I actually get it out of my head and get it into an instructionally sound format that people are actually going to learn from? That's number one. Number two is, how do I actually get the tech piece done? How do I automate this thing and make it actually work so that when I'm not there, people aren't getting stuck, right? That's number two. And number three is, how do I actually sell this course, right? That's after you've actually gotten it done and you're like, how do I actually get this in the hands of people? And so most people, Stephanie, are grappling with all three of those things, and they're kind of I'm not gonna say wasting time, but they're spending a lot of time trying to get one or two or three of those things, done. So what I recommend is, let's make sure first that your course is a viable idea. Let's make sure it is viable first before we even start putting pen to paper and all of that and trying to figure it out and get all confused and all of that other kind of stuff. Let's make sure it is a viable course, because if I don't think it's a viable course, I'm going to tell people right away. Stephanie, I have people who come to me and say, hey, I want to teach people how to lick Oreos. I'm the best Oreo licker this side of the Mason-Dixon. You think I can make money with my Oreo licking course? And I'm like, probably not so much.
Not Oreo licking.
Well, I have to say Oreo licking because I got in trouble once, Stephanie, by using somebody's example. And they were like, you said my course wasn't good, so now I just say Oreo licking. That way I know I don't have anybody's course.
That is too funny. That is too funny. Now, look, if somebody pops up with that, you owe Kat some coins, because you can make anything now. You can make a course out of anything. She's joking, but I guarantee you somebody's going to try to take that.
Somebody's going to come up with an Oreo licking course. I'm sure of it.
That is too funny. So can we go back to you saying, talking about making sure that your course is a viable idea? How would somebody actually validate their idea? Like, what are some ways for them to actually kind of verify that what they're doing is going to be worth their while in the end for both them and the person who is consuming the course?
Yeah. So the first thing that you want to look at is that idea already making money? All right. Is somebody already making money on that idea? And that's a great indicator for you that there's money to be made, right? Because there's nothing new under the sun. So if folks if there's a course already out there on what you're doing, that's not a bad thing. That's actually an awesome thing, because that tells you that is a competitive market, and that's a place where you can go in and grab some of that market share. So my first question would be, is your idea already being done? If it's already being done, you're in the right place. Okay. So that's one thing. Number two, you want to look at, do you have the expertise and skill in that area? Do you actually have the experience, right? Not just the expertise, but the experience. And Stephanie, that's a little bit of a nuance that I listen for when people are asking me, do you think my course is going to be a great great idea, because let's just say, for example, you went to college to become an architect. I don't know.
Mhm.
So you've got the expertise of architecture, but do you have the experience of architecture?
Mm.
Can you actually talk to a novice or even someone who's advanced and talk about architecture from different perspectives, from different angles, maybe from, from different ideas? Do you have the experience in the marketplace to be able to talk from different perspectives? And so, and if you do, right, if you do, then your idea is definitely on its way to being valid. Okay, so we talked about profit from a validation standpoint, and also expertise and experience from a validation process. What about passion? Everybody wants to talk about passion.
Mm.
Speak your passion, profit, purpose, profit, all the P's. Okay.
Yep.
But my thing is, okay, do you, would you be able to talk about your topic for the next 3 years without getting bored?
Mm.
Can you talk about it without running out of things to say about it? Okay. If you
That's
answer
great.
yes to both of those, you're on your way to a really valid course that's going to be viable for you and profitable for you.
I love it. I love it. Hey guys, if you are just hopping on, my name is Stephanie Rollins. I'm one of the executive coaches for the TSP Mastermind, and we've got the amazing Kat, the course builder, done with us today. So excited to have her in the building. I see a couple of you guys popping on. Hey, Dr. Candris. I see Dino. I see Melody Bockelman. I see Nadia's here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure that you are introducing yourself in the comments, you're tagging your business, and also adding your location. And guys, make sure that you're dropping your questions for Kat, because at the end of this, we're going to just do a quick Q&A. So we want to make sure that your questions definitely get answered. So let's get back, because you were just kind of talking about the whole experience aspect of creating your course and things like that, right? So for somebody who has a lot of experience, like you've got 18 years of experience. How do you put all of your experience into one course, or how do you choose what to put in that course so that it is, hey Tina, hey Moon, sorry, just quick shout outs. I see some comments coming in. So that you can kind of determine, how do you determine what to put in your course so that it is beneficial for the person who's consuming it when you have a lot of experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. And most of the folks I work with do have at least 10, 20, 30 years of experience doing what they do. And one of the challenges is always, I don't want to overwhelm people. I'm putting too
Mm.
much into this and I know it, and what do I do about that? Well, the first thing that you want to do is work your way backward, right? So start with the end in mind, which is, what do you really want your learners to do at the end of the day
Mm.
when they're done taking this course? What do they absolutely have to walk away with?
Mm.
Right? What do they have to walk away with? And once you determine that, you're going to work your way backward and come up with the 2 to 3 objectives, okay, course objectives that are going to help them to actually accomplish that thing that they're going to be able to do by the end of that course. Okay. And remember, we talked a little bit at the beginning, Stephanie, about targeted learning and how people
Right.
want to zero in on just the thing that they're coming for. Well, that's the same thing when you've got all these years of experience. Don't worry about trying to stuff all that in a course. Okay. You're going to bore people to death. You're going to kill them with all that stuff. So don't do that.
Yeah.
What you want to do is hone in on what's that thing they want. Right. So your job as a course creator is to understand what your audience is coming to you for. What is it that they really want to know? And then you're going to work your way backward with your signature process and bring them step by step to that one thing they absolutely have to get out of your course.
I love it. And one reason why I really love it is because you're being very intentional. And I feel like people, excuse me, seem to forget, like, when you put the end in mind, not only are you going to reach your goals, but you're going to help them reach their goals, which in turn helps them, it impacts them more. right? And the more impact you have, the more influence you have, right?
Absolutely.
It's just a cycle, right? That you have to make sure that you're paying attention to. So I love that you brought that up. Love that you brought that up. What about creating a course that sells into your other products and services? What are your thoughts on that? Can people do it? If they can do it, how do they go about that?
Yeah, so that's the exciting part, right? So especially for folks in the community who have products. If you have products, then you should have a passive income source, because what you did in order to bring that product to market, what you did to make that product profitable, is something somebody else wants to know. Will you do me a favor and cut that? Just say dismiss. Thank you. Is something that somebody else wants to know how to do. All right. Somebody else wants to know how you did it, right? If you did it and you wanted to know how to do it, somebody else is going to want to know how to do it too. So you can definitely package that expertise that you have and how you brought that product to market and how you did that. You can totally package that up and give it to and sell it to somebody else. If you got a product, you definitely need to do it. And if you have a service, same thing. Somebody wants to know how you did it. And so package it up and sell it.
I love it. I love it. Let's hop into the comments really quick because I see a couple of comments. Lakeisha said the backwards design process helps me a ton with this. Yes, it works. Nicole said this is good info. For my courses, I created focus models.
Awesome.
Hey, Lynn, I see that you're on from New Jersey. We've got New Jersey in the house. Yolanda is asking, hold on, I lost my scroll. She said, what type of marketing strategies have you found to be the most effective to make courses a viable passive income stream?
So great question. I definitely recommend video marketing. Video marketing is going to be your best friend because you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. All of the social media platforms reward you for marketing with video. And one of the reasons this is going to be so effective for you selling your course is because remember what we talked about in the beginning was people want to buy and learn from people that they know, they like, and they trust. And that's just the bottom line. And nothing is going to get you that sort of currency faster than video marketing. So video, if you're not on video, if you're not doing live streams, if you're not doing that, it's time to get on that bus.
It's time for sure. For sure. Awesome. And then I feel like the social media platforms reward you for using video because it keeps people engaged for longer, which then in turn keeps them on the platform for longer. So it's
and the other thing, Stephanie, is that when you are engaging in that video and you're using that video content marketing, you're able to give sort of like a sneak peek at what it's like to actually learn from you, right? Absolutely. And so people are assessing whether or not you are confusing them for free. Okay.
Right.
So if they get on your live stream and get confused, they're not going to pay you to confuse them. Okay. So we want to make sure that that not only is your course instructionally sound, but you're using those talking points from what you're going to be teaching, and you're talking about it in a succinct way so that no matter where you are, whatever you're always marketing for that course. And so we want to make sure that you have a succinct message when you get out there.
Awesome. Makes sense. And just an overall nugget for your marketing in general, so awesome. Hey, Karen, I see that you're on. Now let's talk tech, right? A lot of people have these tech hurdles, and I'm pretty sure firsthand when people run into the tech hurdles, it just stops them completely in their tracks. Like they're not making any progress with getting their things done because they don't know how to overcome these hurdles. So we know that you have worked with a lot of platforms. So what would you recommend as far as a platform for putting or hosting your course and then selling your course as well?
Okay, that's a great question. I get that question a lot.
Mhm.
And some people use third-party platforms such as Teachable, Thinkific, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, those sorts of things. And they're okay. I'm not gonna dog them out, but
Mhm.
I don't necessarily recommend them for influencers, high-level coaches, people who are building brands, their own brands, because Teachable, Thinkific, and all those other places are promoting themselves, whether you have your course in there or not. And your content doesn't belong to you. Okay. If they go down, you go down. You're going down with the ship. Okay. So I don't necessarily recommend it for influencer level people. Okay. I do recommend hosting it on your own platform on WordPress. So I do recommend that because you own your own content and you have control over your brand. When you have your courses on a site that is hosted by you, you have full creative license to brand yourself, use it as a marketing tool for your live events and all those sorts of things. So I recommend that you use plugins. The one that I use the most is LearnDash, but we don't use it out the box. Okay. My team actually customizes and develops that particular plugin. But yeah, that's what I recommend. But doesn't mean that Teachable is bad or whatever. But what happens is that people will throw some content up on Teachable and it'll sit there and collect dust while they're paying Teachable $30 a month. Okay,
Right.
that's typically what happens.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. That's in general. Like if you have a system that you're not using, it's probably time to check it.
That's right.
But yeah, you're definitely right. I do see ClickFunnels making, well, you already know ClickFunnels makes a ton of money promoting themselves. Definitely Teachable, definitely Thinkific. So yeah, I definitely see that a lot. So thank you so much for shedding some light on that.
Sure.
We are going to just do a couple of questions in just a minute. So please make sure if you have a question that you're going ahead and dropping it down in the comments, because we don't want you to leave without getting your question answered. So make sure that you're doing that. So now let's talk about the costs associated with building your course, and then how you can make that money back. And that's if there are costs. Again, this is not my realm. So I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm assuming there may be some. If there are some, then what are they? What does the cost look like? Is it affordable? And then how do you make your money back once you have created your course?
Okay, great question. So I don't recommend that you wait until you've created your course in order to make money. And that's the great thing with it. You can absolutely do pre-sales. You can absolutely sell the beta version of your course before you launch the actual one, get some feedback, start making money. And that's another way to validate your course. Okay. You can validate it by saying, hey, did somebody buy the beta version? Right? Did anybody buy it? All right. And if they didn't buy it, then let's look at maybe why they didn't. And that's where you want to maybe bring in a couple focus groups, or, bring in some folks in your audience to see why they didn't actually pull the trigger. That way, when you actually, launch the real one, you've got something that they actually want and need. And so, yeah, definitely don't wait. That's number one. And costs associated with it, it depends on what you need and at what level you are operating at. Okay. So most of the folks that I work with, Stephanie, it is critical that their content be right. They cannot go out there and put it out there because they're speakers, they're authors, they're doctors, they're attorneys. And when people are taking their courses, they cannot put out anything that is not representative of the live experience. Okay. So that's really important that you have a continuity of brand. When people see you live and they love you and you're amazing, and then they take your course and it's wah, 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 it's underwhelming. You put them on Teachable. They got Teachable logos flying everywhere. They got blurry pictures. It's Canva creations everywhere. The content doesn't make any sense, that kind of stuff. So
got it.
If it's critical that you get it right, then you need, and it's critical, I think, for everybody, okay?
Mm.
Because it's competitive out here in these streets. So,
Right.
so then you might want to hire somebody who can do content development and help you with that. Wink, wink, wink. You you might want to get somebody, if that's not your expertise, to help you with that, help you with the content, help you with the tech, and completely and get it all done. You know, we offer that. I offer that. I have a team that does that, full content development, full course funnel development. You know, get somebody to help you. And here's the thing: once you pay for it, you only pay for it once, and then
Right.
you can keep making money forever and ever. Amen. You know,
Exactly.
so whoever you get somebody to help you so that you can continue to be great.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Guys, if you are just hopping on, I need for you to do me a big favor. I need for you to save this video. I need you to come back and watch the replay because Kat just gave us just a whole lot within these last few minutes. So that was great. And I mean, I think everybody really, like you said earlier, everybody should have some sort of passive income source. A course is definitely a great way to do it, of course. And so yeah, this was really good. If you missed it, please make sure that you catch the replay. Nicole said she started conducting on-site workshops first to ensure the concept is useful and using those pictures and testimonials. Yes.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. We got a couple of questions here. Nadia said, are Google Ads a good tool to promote courses and what's an ideal budget per month?
So Google Ads are fine if you know what you're doing. Go for it. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever you can do to promote your course, absolutely go for that, right? If Google Ads is it, if Facebook Ads, Instagram, wherever your audience is, absolutely. And it depends on how much money you want to make. You know, in this
Yeah.
industry, you know, you get out what you put in. All right. So you put in the effort, you put in the money, then you're gonna the more you're gonna make. So I can't really say for you, but you want to look at what your income goal is, and then look at how much money you need to put in and how much you're spending to acquire a lead and that sort of thing. So there's lots of things that go into play with that. But paid ads, if if that's something you want to do, but you don't have to. You can absolutely sell your course organically until you're ready to do that, and unless you are ready to do that.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Dr. Candrace is asking, can you talk a little bit more about LearnDash?
Okay, what would you like to know about LearnDash?
Yeah, Dr. Candace, you could just kind of type out some specifics. We'll circle back to that. Right now, Kat, I understand that you have something for the audience. So can you just talk a little bit about that, and then we'll circle back to Dr. Candace.
I do. So I've got a really, really super cool calculator that will help you to know exactly how many courses you need to sell, right? Once you plug in a couple of numbers, like how much you're going to sell it for, and it will pop out and tell you exactly how many courses you need to sell in order to meet your income goal, right? So that you only have to pop in two numbers, and it's going to give you the exact number of courses you need to sell, right? And you're going to put in that price, and it's going to tell you how many you need to sell at that price in order to meet the income goal that you actually put in there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to pop that link into the chat. Yep, there it goes right there. So, it says something about ready to fire your boss, child. What's going on there? She is serious. She said,
that's right.
Sold.
Next day.
Oh, I'm too weak at that. That is so funny. Hey, Kat, I just thought, actually just thought of another question really quick that I think would be beneficial to the audience. What do you think about, what are your thoughts on guarantees and refunds for your courses, being that yeah.
So, I do believe in putting your money where your mouth is, but I also believe in protecting your business. Okay, so I like guarantees, but I like them minimally conditional. So what I mean by that is I don't make people jump through a million hoops to get out of a course or to get their money back. Okay. But I do give them a certain amount of time if they don't think it's right for them, or, I don't know, they were, I don't know, doing something else when they signed up for it, and it's not what they thought it was going to be. So they've got 30 days to figure that out. In most cases, in the courses that I have, they got 30 days to figure it out. And if within 30 days it's not for them or whatever, I believe in letting people go. Don't hold on to don't hold on to people. They want out, let them out.
Right.
All right. Give them their money back, whatever they pay for that 30 days, and let them be gone. Okay. So I do like money back guarantees if it's not for them. Okay. I don't particularly care for, you got to show me that you've done all the homework, all the lessons, send them to me, screenshot, Excel spreadsheet, send me all your PDFs, show me that you did. I don't like all of that. I think it deters people from wanting to sign up in the first place. And it's not necessary. If they want out, let them out.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Dr. Candace is back. She said you talked about your team customizing the Learn Dash. So does that mean that the regular version is not good? And also, does having courses on your website slow it down?
Okay, good question. So good, two questions. So we have developed it in the background, the plugin in the background. Oh, my earring fell out. We have developed it in the background because we don't want our courses looking like everybody else's, plain and simple. Okay. It's not that it's not good. It doesn't have all the features that I like to offer my clients. So we customize it. I want a customized look for my clients and customized features that the regular Learn Dash doesn't have. But I do like Learn Dash, which is why we use it. All right. And what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Second question is, does having courses on your website slow it down?
Oh, okay. So we don't put courses on your website.
Got it.
All right. We don't put courses on your website. So yes, for that reason, that it could slow it down. So is it on WordPress? Yes. Do we put it on your website? No.
Got it. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and wrap it there. Kat, thank you so much for just coming on and just sharing your excellence with us. We truly appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And look, we could probably throw stones at each other. We're both in Snellville.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at my office in Snellville, too.
That's right. Where are you located at?
Look, I got to look.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're right. Okay. You're right. It's getting personal now. We're getting split into personal time now.
We'll talk offline.
We'll talk about it offline. But thank you so much for just chatting with me today. And like I said, just sharing your excellence and everything that you've learned over the last few years. Like, we really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a ton of fun, and I hope it's been helpful for somebody.
Yes, absolutely. Tori just said this was great. So awesome. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Again, if you missed this, make sure you go back and catch the replay. Next week, we will be back with Spicita Jackson. She is a tax expert, gonna be great. Spicita is just full of life and just full of love. So very, very, very excited to have her on. But we will catch you guys next week. And thank you guys so much for tuning in.